My name is Dan Marshall, the lead developer at War Chest Studios. I'm going to be walking you through the prototype for the Old War. I'll be showing you one of the main features in the demo today, which is the persistent armies and a little bit of the cooperative functionality and how that would work. Here you can see that you can go to your factions. There's going to be a list of all the factions you're a part of and the ability to create a new faction. Let's create a new faction called the Test Faction and choose the Kingdom of Andar race. Once we get to production, we plan on adding a lot of customizations when you create a faction to allow for unique and interesting combinations depending on your playstyle. I've already set up a few test factions for you. Let's click on Test and check them out. You can see here all of your units. If you click on them, it'll show the model, and it will show you some information on the left side here. This is almost entirely just visual at the moment. During production, we'll be implementing a robust customization, equipment, and experience system. You'll be able to change weapons and armor, adjust visuals, and dive into the experience and add unique skills. This is pretty typical of more of an RPG, and we want to implement a lightweight leveling system. So for this worker, for example, he would be able to specialize in mining or construction or gathering, with many more specializations to follow. The experience on the right will show his masteries, accolades, who he fights best with, as well as his current state. The history will show some more interesting and fun dynamic traits like who his nemesis is or how many missions he has survived, which will give bonuses to him later in battle. As you might imagine, if we get hundreds or even thousands of soldiers in your faction, this could quickly become an organizational nightmare. To address this, some of the next steps are to add battalions, which allows you to assign a particular unit to a battalion and then assign that to a player. That brings us to the commander view. You can see right now it's pretty bare bones, but the intention here is to allow you to invite friends to your faction and give them specific roles, as well as assign battalions for them to control. You will also be able to assign resources specifically to them to spend as they wish. So this is really a shared faction that everyone who is a part of contributes to and improves over time. On the roadmap is the intention to add a faction base, show statistics and resources, as well as create a workshop so you can buy and sell equipment and resources you'll find in battle. So if we go back to units, you can see that we've got 29 soldiers, and 9 of them are workers. We also have 18 footmen, which will be great. Having these troops will give us a head start on constructing our base and being able to protect it. So let's go to single player now. The intention is to have multiple game modes across single and multiplayer. Some of them that you can see here are dungeons, sieges, and bastions, but we're just going to join the campaign for now. This is the world map of the Old War. You're able to select which province you would like to enter, and you can see all the levels within that province that you can join. Here you'll be able to select missions, set player roles for the battle, and decide how many resources to bring. This is also intended to be like a lobby that other players are able to join you. So if I click on the crossroads, I can rally my troops. You can see here that all of those 29 troops are available for me to bring. So let's bring 4 workers and 4 footmen. As well at the top, you can see that there's a threat level and some other information about the level. This text information will get a lot more specific if you have a lot of scouting units in your army. It's intended to allow you to play the missions how you would like and bring troops that you have played mission over mission, which will help you feel more emotionally invested in your army and each battle. We want to add features here that allow you to bring specific battalions or to auto-populate how many soldiers to bring based off the threat level to allow you an enormous amount of control over these decisions without being too overwhelming if you just want to play the game. That's an important theme of this game, is to be able to bring both hardcore and casual players together to play as they will. So we're going to bring 4 workers and 4 footmen along, and let's see what happens.
Yes.
So you can see here that our 4 workers and our 4 footmen have joined us. They were just kind of hiding out behind the town center, but the intention is to show them walking from the side of the battle or coming out of a barracks a little bit more cinematically. You can see that there's the basic real-time strategy controls in UI, including a minimap, selection, and movement, as well as resources. You can train troops, and you can build buildings. All of these models and assets are placeholders at the moment. Most of them have been purchased from the Unity Asset Store. The intention was to show the dark Celtic theme that we're going for. You can see it's a little bit less bright and animated feel than a lot of other RTS titles go for. We think this will really resonate with a lot of our core audience, as it is a dark fantasy game. To allow for sharing controls, we have the concept of ownership. There are units that can be neutral, rescuable, or be enemies.
Yes. Yes.
If I take my worker over here, you'll be able to see a couple neutral units that are rescuable. And when I get close, they'll be able to join my side.
Yes.
Yes.
So we got a footman out of the deal,
Yes.
which is great. We have an archer over here, which
Yes.
we need to grab as well.
Yes.
So this is the exact same functionality that will go into sharing units with other team members. If I were
Yes.
to select this worker and click on this icon, it will give away ownership to another player. In this case, it's just going to go neutral. So I click that, and he is no longer one of our friends.
Yes.
And we can go fight him. Not a great day for him, but his sacrifice shows how we can pass units we control to another player.
Yes.
We want to add a lot of mechanics around injured soldiers as well. Adding in settings that make your unit run if attacked, or go to a blacksmith if their armor breaks, and allowing healers to heal or resurrect the fallen, reducing the amount of micromanagement that you have to do. This could really make some interesting scenarios where you sacrifice everything to save a beloved unit, even if it doesn't really make sense. It makes it so that you're always thinking about not just winning the battle, but the war. So we have a few workers, and we have a few footmen. Let's try to leave the game. If we quit, and we haven't achieved victory or found a way out, we'll be abandoning our troops to their fate. We'll make sure we add easy ways out to make sure this isn't too punishing, but we want to make sure that people don't just leave their allies and their beloved units easily, especially in an online game. For the purpose of this video, however, it will save our people when we leave. This is the scoreboard after the battle. You can see we found 6 survivors, and we're in it for just a few minutes. This will be built out quite a bit more during production with better statistics on the battle, and these stats will be saved to your player as well as your faction to show off what a great commander you are. If we go back into our faction and look at our units, you can see that our soldiers have increased. We're up to 35. So I hope this gives a good outline of the core features we wanted to implement in the Old War. Thanks for listening.